So let's go over to the next slide then, Nicola, and let's see what else we can talk about.
So let's talk about, first of all, why property? Property is a tangible asset. It's made out of bricks. You can touch it. You can actually walk through the door. You can feel it. And I don't want to be swagging off crypto or stocks and shares, because I invest in crypto, I invest in stocks and shares, but only 10% of my investment pool goes towards these assets. The main thing that I invest in right now is property. And for a good reason, especially in the UK. The UK property market is the most stable and profitable property market in the whole of Europe. There's no doubt about it, no second opinion. And let's go to why West Yorkshire. Well, first of all, West Yorkshire, I like to call it the Goldilocks zone. It's right in the middle, and it's got just the average and the perfect rates for just entering. So if you want to invest in the south, that's fantastic. But then the entry barrier is really high. If you want to invest in London, you're going to get really high capital appreciation. You're going to get really good returns down the road. However, in order to get into property investing in London, you need to start with one property, which will be about £300,000 to £400,000. In Yorkshire, the average investment property price is about between £120,000 and £150,000. There are high rental yields up north, especially in the northeast, but then you don't have the capital appreciation that much in the northeast. And that's why I called West Yorkshire the Goldilocks zone. You've got the nice rental returns, you've got the very good capital appreciation, which is just over the national average, and of course the population. The West Yorkshire population is about 2.4 million, so it's more edging 2.5 now, which gives us a very broad tenant pool. Because as property investors, this is what we do. We need to find the best tenants for our properties. Another reason, Leeds is the largest financial and legal hub outside of London. It's an absolute economic powerhouse. There's plenty of universities and colleges as well. Just in Leeds, there's 3 universities. We've got Bradford Uni, we've got Huddersfield University. So then we've got massive employers, as the Morrisons, Channel 4, Denson, Nestle, Haribo, Burberry. That brings long-term tenants to us, because if we invest in the regions that are close to these big employers and these big companies, then we can make sure that our tenants are actually going to stay there for longer. They're going to build their families in these houses. They're going to make these houses their homes. And this is what we're after. Of course, there's the quality of life, the affordability. So the housing is more affordable than what it is in the south. And that gives us high quality of life at lower cost. And at this day and age, especially with everything that's happening, people are trying to cut on expenses as much as possible. By the way, I've read something in an article, it was last week, about 10% of all the people that left London to go to live somewhere up north, about 10% of them went to Leeds, which is massive. Another thing, regeneration and infrastructure. Now, this is a very big one. This is the catalyst for growth. So I've just mentioned here a few regeneration projects. So one of the biggest ones at the moment in West Yorkshire, that is Leeds South Bank. That's £500 million spent only on this one. So Bradford is the City of Culture 2025. They've spent quite a lot of money on this. And for the City Village project, they've spent about £30 million. They're talking about the Northern Powerhouse being built in and around Bradford. Will This is still a wishful thinking in my opinion, but hopefully this will happen. Huddersfield Cultural Health Project, 210 million. Halifax Peace Hall, probably everyone knows about the Peace Hall in Halifax. And there's a massive regeneration project, which I made actually a video right in the middle of the roadworks last month. It's the A629 Halifax Gateway project, which creates a really sustainable way of travel and living for Halifax. It changes Halifax completely, and Halifax is becoming a really popular investment hotspot right now. Of course, everyone that's been to Yorkshire knows about the transport links. Apart from direct rail lines to London, and it's about 2 hours from Leeds with train, and half an hour from Manchester, we've got plenty of motorways as well. The M1, the A1M, M62, M621, M606. These are all interconnected motorways right in the middle of West Yorkshire. So I operate in the towns and cities of Halifax, Huddersfield, Bradford, Leeds and Wakefield. Each one of these towns and cities is not more than 20 minutes drive from each other. Which means that it don't really matter where exactly you're going to invest, what your strategy is going to be, because different towns and cities, different areas got different investment strategies, and we can dip a bit more into this. But West Yorkshire is so well connected that if you invest in any of these 5 towns and cities, your portfolio is within 20 minutes drive. Each house is within 20 minutes drive of the other. And there is significant transport investment. The Transpennine route upgrade, so new rail stations are being built, and of course the Northern Powerhouse, which I've mentioned.